dead air anytime. But it's just like, for okay, it's like maybe for like a live show or something like that
Do
or
you realize
radio, and
who's
they like
on the
so like
show? Has there ever been dead air more than like 1 second? Especially
not
when I'm on.
really. No, we're live now.
Right, right.
I
We're
should
live.
have warned you, but I didn't.
Because you're
When
like
have
that,
you ever warned us?
right? Because you're
Sometimes
like
I
that,
warn you. Not often.
fucking John.
Okay, so I got like I go to now to no, that's the wrong tab. Hold on, it says like
In completely inconsequential news, because I love to rewrite stuff. Some of my friends have called me Weird Al Yankovic's sister. Um, there's that old. I was just telling Joey a little while ago. That old Rover song. Um, wasn't that a party? For years, I thought that was an American country band. Nope, it's a Canadian Irish band. And goes could have been a whiskey, might have been a gin, could have been the 3 or 4 6 packs. I don't know, but look at the shape I'm in. My head is like a football. I think I'm gonna die. Tell me, me, oh, me, oh, my. Wasn't that a party? So I'm rewriting the entire song, every single bit of the lyrics, to fit Diablo 4, and it's not that
Nerd.
hard to do. Nerd. Oh no, no, you don't understand, okay? Because you know the song American Pie. I wouldn't even
mm-hmm.
want to read the lyrics because a lot of our viewers, all four that we have or whatever, would be like, okay. I rewrote that one, the entire song, end for end once, to fit a forum that I belonged to. I was like 15, 20 years ago, called "The Handles That Died" was the title of it, and incorporated a lot of people in there, a couple people that had passed away, kind of in memoriam or whatever, and they all loved it. And so probably a good dozen of them still follow me and vice versa on Facebook. So I post it every once in a while, kind of a nostalgia thing. Yeah, dead air. Yeah, whatever. Not on this show.
No, not on this show. Not with you on round as well too. How's everyone doing?
Doing all right.
Good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did everybody enjoy Junk Patriot Day?
Manifest
Um,
Destiny Day.
I know, right? Manifest Destiny Day. That's a good way to put it.
I love it when people, because I don't, and I don't celebrate it slash observe it, and I love it when people who I make comments to about it, who are like fake patriots, will say whatever, and I will respond in kind, and they'll say stuff like, "Well, if you ever served or whatever, motherfucker, I'm a veteran. What you got to say about it now, bitch?" Because you either support the veterans or you don't. You all the veterans, which I don't, to be honest. I don't support all the veterans because some of the veterans are fucking assholes. Pete Hegseth. But anyway,
Keg's
and there,
breath.
right, Keg's breath, exactly. And even the rank and file, are assholes too. But then, I actually know about our country's history and I
Mm-hmm.
know words. And a lot of them act like they've never had words used before against them on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They're just literally like dumbfounded. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yesterday, I just like, well, also it's like I'm like was just relaxing because like I during the week I like rode in like my oldest brother like drove me and my younger brother, the fastest one, down to Oregon to like help our mom move as well too. 4 hour drive, 4.5 hour drive each way. So 4.5 hour drive on Wednesday and a 4.5 hour drive on Friday as well too. Um, it was okay except for like my phone dying and at some point as well too. But like, hello, the Jordan Drippy, how you doing? But like that's about it as well too. It did the move was like it did okay because like my mom did like hired a moving company for to move all the stuff out of
good.
the apartment and into like a house as well too. But no, me and my brothers were like there in useful. Got to see our mom and like her a lot as well too, like and help out a lot, and got to see our Uncle Tom because like our mom lives with her younger brother, our Uncle Tom as well too, who it
How's the
looks
cabin?
good. It has a cabin. It's like, yeah, but no, my Uncle Tom's like. the diabetes slice took one of his legs, or no, like one of his foot actually,
Shit.
and yeah, and the other one is like not usable either as well too. So like that's why he's in wheelchair as well too. Which is why we were there as well too for like all the unpacking on like Thursday as well too. And there was a lot of unpacking and did, and also. But like we make sure it's like, hold on, do you need anything? Do you need anything? But it was also kind of interesting that like, and I understand it's like, cause like, uh, that Uncle Tom doesn't have like that much energy either as well too with his condition as well too. And my mom is 68, so she's old and like was just exhausted by the whole thing as well too, emotionally and mentally and everything as well too. So it was like by 4 p.m. on like Thursday, do you need any more help or anything like that? And there was just like I'm just so exhausted. Like I'm done for today as well too. Oh, and Uncle Tom like also I'm done as well too. Here's $100. Go off and like get some like something to eat as well too. Oh, and we were pretty much like done for like all of Thursday by like 4 p.m. So me and my brothers just like stayed in the hotel and watched like YouTube as well too. Um,
Jeez.
yes, but like we did one thing finally on Friday before we leave, and it was to like because like strangely enough this and so they moved from apartment to a home, so it's just like they just were in town, so they just moved like into a small house. We'll do 1 story, a garage, kitchen, and living room. Oh, there's a yard, a fence in the yard, and like 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. We'll do. The doors were interesting. They were not like open and closed doors. No, they're sliding doors. They're big wooden doors that were on like have wheels on the top and were on rails, kind of like the ladders at like a library as well too. But
I
this is
haven't
what they
counted them.
want.
Those were popular once upon
Mhm.
a time.
Yeah,
But it's been a while. This must be an old house.
it
Yeah, it must
probably
be a real old house.
Probably,
is.
yeah.
It looks
I
nice though.
mean, comparatively, you're in the
Yeah.
United States. I was actually laughing. I posted a meme yesterday that had it was a illustrated drawing of a little baby who's sitting next to a chess
Hmm.
board game
Hmm.
and saying in one panel the baby goes, "So, oh, we're 250 years old," and then in the next panel there's a big old huge buffed out adult that's sitting opposite the baby and pats it on the head, and underneath it says European cities that are 4 times as old.
Yep. Uh, so like the last thing we did on Friday is that like my Uncle Tom and my mom on for those sliding doors, they want them removed off the bedrooms. So like yeah, there are 3 bedrooms, but like one for my mom, one for
There's
my Uncle Tom.
sliding doors on the bedrooms too.
Yeah, well, it's like there were. It's like basically the sliding doors were not everywhere as well too, because the door to the garage was a normal open and closed door as well too, and like the front door is a normal open and closed door that we always have as well too. The sliding doors were just on like it because like the 3 bedrooms in the bathroom were just like on one corner of the house, and it's like. Yeah, I honestly think that like sliding doors was like a passion project for whoever moved in like previously. Hey, if you ask me. Hey, but like Uncle
Right.
Tom my Uncle Tom is in a wheelchair. They did get a ramp for him for like the front door as well too. But my Uncle Tom and like my mom, they wanted the sliding doors off all of the bedrooms. One of the bedrooms is going to be like my mom's sewing room as well too. So it's just like they're brother and sister. They live with each other for long enough as well too. They're old, so they don't feel the need to have privacy in the bedrooms. But it's also easier for my Uncle Tom in a wheelchair to go in and out of like all his bedroom as well
You
too.
can always do
So
what I did with my bedroom. Put up curtains so that there's that privacy, but the dog and cat can still come
You
in and
put
out.
up a blanket like us indigenous people do.
yeah, and they can do that
Which is
if
the
they
same
want to.
thing, just with the blanket instead of curtains.
Yeah. But they didn't ask for that. But also like another important thing that they asked for, like one thing we do before we leave, hook up the TV, the Xbox, and the DVD player.
Got the priorities
And
straight.
Right.
which I did. They don't have internet yet, so if have problems hooking the Roku up to the Roku is now like attached to like TV and like has an HDMI cable and a power cable, so the Roku does work as well too. But there's no internet right now, so they need internet for the Roku to work as well too. And also apparently my Uncle Tom was like having difficulty like signing into his like Skyrim account as well too, or his Skyrim save on like the Xbox Series X as well too. And so it's like
gonna
okay.
be so fun when people are retiring into nursing homes and they have to have their consoles with them. Like when old people are sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
What I think
Hey,
is going
fuck
to be
you,
funny is
noob!
when people retire into nursing homes, if they're still cognizant and coherent and et cetera, and know how to hack things, that's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, the Wi-Fi costs so much. No, it doesn't. I got it for free, bitch.
Mm-hmm. And also before we left Oregon, because like my older sibling, who's like agender, trans, and like a lesbian and anarchist as well too. None of those other things were like kind of brought up as well too. Oh, but like we got to like see them as well too. Couldn't see like their spouse and like the older children's because like my younger brother, being a Trump supporter, is not welcome in that home because
Nice.
like because my own siblings like spouse is also like non-binary, not a man, not a woman as well too, queer as hell, and like yeah, it's like so yeah. Um, but then we got to see our older like sibling as well too. Like so, it's the four of us, and we just like eat like lunch at like a Mexican style restaurant as well too, similar to Azteca if you have that in your region. The food was good. The Mexican food was good, and then we like my older sibling because he's like they are 100% busy of being like a full-time parent and a part-time programmer. They basically work part-time. They make ends meet off of government's assistance, of course. There's and like, but they're a full-time parent of like four children. Three of which are sort of autistic as well too, and like one of which is like ADHD, and some kind is like probably are autistic as well too, and yeah, two of them are they have a lot of needs, and so like yeah, so that's a full time job. So they never my old seven never gets a chance to play Magic the Gathering, and they have a bunch of like booster starter packs as well too. So they're not it's not like booster packs as well too, or you can't just build a whole deck up for like one booster pack. These are starter packs where it's just like it's 20 cards and some land as well too. It's basically like if you got
It's not
two
going to be a
starter
good
packs,
deck, but you can just play with a starter deck. Starter pack.
yeah, yeah. If you got two starter packs, you do have like a 40 card like a deck for like limited play, and
Oh,
it's
so
like
they
not
decreased the size of the starter packs.
this. I think
I have
so.
not played Magic in 30 years.
You're thinking of a
Been
different
about
kind of starter
20
packs.
for me almost.
Yeah. But no, we played like one game of free for all because like my older sibling brought 8 starter packs well too, and it was fun. I killed my oldest brother in like one swing for like a 20 like a powered like a trampled like monster. But like my older sibling happened to won with the blue decks as well too because he got a lot of creatures. So we played one. We went over to a card shop that was like nearby the Mexican restaurant and played one game of like Magic the Gathering with our older sibling, and then we drove back to like Seattle. So that's like that and that concludes my report of my like visit to family down in Oregon and helping them move. How's your week been?
Driving around in circles.
Okay, yeah.
Shitty.
A lot of people appreciated me calling it Scare Your Pets Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody in my apartment building who's got a pet, apparently word on the street is that you give your pet baby Benadryl, and that helps the anxiety.
I'd be checking that shit out because you could actually kill your pet.
Yeah. Depends on the size of the pet. If that's their that sort of thing is pretty damn risky.
Exactly. And then the species too, because like, some things like what is it? Chocolate is toxic to dogs. Tylenol is toxic to cats.
It's also toxic to people. It fucks up your everything.
Yeah.
In large enough quantities.
Made me autistic. But yeah, I told Joey, what was it, yesterday or day before, Joey, we were talking about it? Friday night and Saturday night, because the 4th is on Saturday, but sometimes here they have the local fireworks if that happens on a Friday. And so I don't know which one was which, but both Friday night and Saturday night, I told Joey, we're talking, yakking on Messenger or whatever, and I'm like, why are they still moving furniture around that shit? Because I kept hearing this rumble. It wasn't bad. I'm about let me think, about 2 miles maybe from the fairgrounds, and that's where they do the fireworks every year. So what I was hearing was the kabooms, and I honestly don't care about the kabooms. I love the light show, But oh, you gotta have explosions too. No, I don't. I'm gonna watch a laser light show.
Yeah. I don't want the big. I don't want it to sound like. I'm fine with
It's
little
the
pop.
booms.
Yeah, I'm fine with a pop and. I like that as well
Where's
too.
the
Just a
earth
tiny
shattering?
pop.
Come
I
on.
like the visuals of fireworks. It's the big booms that I don't like because those things like it'll be quiet for a while and then somebody sets one off and it startles me again.
Yeah.
Like I get anxiety from it. And like it's the booms though, and not the lights. The pretty lights are great. I like the pretty lights.
And yeah, I used to like that fireworks a lot too, but like now it's like I don't have the money, and I decided it's like not worth the money to like buy fireworks each year for like this holiday or the yesterday's holiday as well too. It's and so and now like it's kind of especially also like with like what I know about the history of like the holiday or like the USA as well too. Oh, how it's like different than like what I've been told about like the founding fathers. It's just like yeah, my mood on like this holiday is really sour from what I know about like
slave raping frat boys.
yes, exactly. It is like yeah, that's something that like Mark Kiltroy always says that like the American Revolution was a lateral move at best. And like Mark Kiltroy says that like the American Revolution was counter-revolution because it was like the rich people, the rich white owners and slave owners, that wanted to just like A, continue to own slaves, and B, just like hated that they had to were like they're taking orders from a king or someone else ruling them. They wanted to rule instead.
Yeah,
because
the Glorious Revolution didn't finish the job, so the oligarchs had to finish overthrowing the aristocrats.
Yeah. The only like founding father, like apparently John Adams was never a slave owner as well too, but like I still have my criticisms of John Adams as well too, becoming a president of the United States for one thing as well too, and like being part of the whole process as well too. But the only founding father I'd like is Thomas Paine because he actually lived as a revolutionary.
Oh yeah, died in poverty in France.
Uh, and also like the most important thing is that like the British Crown, from what I understand, the British Crown had like treaties with the indigenous people west of the Appalachians well too, and that they would not the British would not like continue expanding westward, but but like we're now the USA signs Americas with no such treaties. And yeah, we all know what happened.
That was one of the things that they were rebelling about.
And holding slaves.
Oh yes, the South definitely wanted to keep owning slaves as well too. A lot of places that want to still own slaves as well too. There was like I think slave ownership in the North as well too, just like it's more prevalent in the South. George Washington.
I'm represented in the Independence Declaration by the term merciless Indian savage.
Yep.
And also all others not taxed. Because you just weren't considered people.
Yep. That's the United States of America, everyone. But hey, we got barbecue and like fireworks. Yeah.
Speaking of the U.S.
and freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom.
UMB. Speaking of the U.S.
To be an American because I'm not a Jew.
And a veteran who got shot and killed in Florida man. They're both people were from Florida. It was in a Walmart parking lot. He's a veteran. She was not. She's also
and he
black
threatened
woman.
her, and she killed him.
Yep. Well, and it wasn't just like he threatened her, like you're an asshole.
He repeatedly stalked and harassed her. Basically, she told him to fuck off.
And she pulled out the gun and gave him over a dozen chances to back off.
Yep.
And he didn't do it. Now there's a video that I'm going to watch. I'm not going to post it on here, but there's a video that I'm going to watch because, and the only reason I'm watching it is because they say that in all of the articles that she wasn't arrested, et cetera, et cetera. But yet
Florida has a stand your ground state.
Yeah, but in the thumbnail, they're either taking them off or putting them on handcuffs. So yeah, because you're black.
What kind of privilege do you have to just I'm gonna advance on this person who pulled out a gun?
Right.
Mediocre white man.
But also you got to remember the a few years ago. I don't remember exactly when it was. I want to say within the last 5 years, there was a Florida woman. Again, I believe it was a black woman, who was being threatened in her own home by her either ex-husband or soon-to-be ex-husband, and she
Yep.
pulled out a pistol and shot into the ceiling and went to prison for it.
Yep.
Because stand your ground apparently doesn't apply to all black people, right? That's what they figured out, I guess. So yeah, fuck the United States.
There's also
Yeah.
a hospital in Florida that loves to force pregnant women to undergo procedures they don't want to undergo.
Right.
They take them to court to force them to do it.
If you don't like it, you can leave. Fuck you. If I don't like it, I'm going to change the shit. And if you don't like that, you can leave.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they wait. I mean, these pregnant women are in labor. And when I say take them to court, I mean it happens during labor and they don't have lawyers to help them.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
But because like George Carlin said, and I don't agree. Unlike a lot of boomers, I don't agree with everything George Carlin said and or did. Not his last concert, but the one before that, last stand up, whatever. But the one before that, he did a whole bunch of fat shaming throughout it. But this particular one, he said, it was a while ago, 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was or more. And he had a comment in there where he said, if you're pre-born, you're fine. If you're preschool, you're fucked.
Yep.
Because they don't give a shit about you once you come out of the vagina. Oh, no, you can't have food stamps. Oh, no, you can't have Head Start. Oh, no, you can't have free child care or reduced price child care. Oh, no, you can't have, medical care, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They don't give a shit about. And pro-life, please. Everybody, I want to say everybody, hashtag not all people, not all pro-lifers, but I would say the vast majority, 90% or more who are pro-life, are also pro-capital punishment.
Yep.
Pro-life is actually pro-eugenics.
And it's pro-eugenics and it's pro-forced birth.
Yes.
Yep.
That's all it is.
For white women.
Yep. Yeah. They don't give a shit about black women.
No, they want to forcibly sterilize black and brown people.
Right.
It's still happening.
Look at there was a story. I don't know if it's true or not, but there was a story about 10 years ago, I think it was, that I remember reading, where Israel's government got in trouble. Gee, what a surprise. Israel's government got in trouble because, unbeknownst to them, when a lot of Ethiopian Jews were coming to Israel to immigrate, they did immigration and they gave them vaccinations and this and that, whatever, and gave them hormones or some form of medicine to sterilize them without their knowledge.
Awesome.
And people wonder why I hate this country, or why I hate Israel as well too.
Or Israel, because Israel can fuck off and die.
Yeah. Liz, hold on, Joey. Did the motorcycles come to your town in neck of the woods like this weekend as well too?
Not this weekend. They are coming though. They come in August.
Oh, that's
the
right.
first full week of August. And so it's going to start basically on the 7th this year of August and go through to the next Sunday.
I see. Yeah,
and,
okay.
But I have to tell you this. There are already tons of bikes in town because the people who come to the rally get really upset that it's so packed. And so they come at different times of the year because they want to be able to do their tours. And so there are bikes literally, like as soon as it starts to be nice outside, the bikes come out. Because so many bikers have literally moved to Sturgis because it's cheaper to live in Sturgis than it is to rent a place in Sturgis to come for the rally.
Yeah.
Like renting, let's see, I think I remember somebody telling me renting a 3-bedroom home for tattoo artists runs about $17,000 for the week. And so, like, you're splitting that much money
Mhm.
on your staying, and you have to make it up in how many different pieces of art you're able to do as a tattoo artist.
And charge. How much you charge?
And for a lot of them, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
not worth it to come to the rally anymore. And so it's like being priced out of the people who have historically come and made it to the rally,
Mhm.
because so many like administrative types
Mm.
are wannabe bikers, basically.
Mhm.
They're like
Yeah.
that movie Wild Hogs.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's midlife crisis, the movie, and they did like men be having midlife crisis and decided like they want to be like bikers or cosplay as bikers, LARP as bikers, essentially.
Uh, yay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I don't think it's like worth seeing. I think Tim Allen is in it, if I remember correctly. So it's just like,
What's he in?
He's midlife crisis the person.
Seen it the once. I don't remember if Tim Allen was in it. I know
Exactly.
John Travolta was and Robin Williams was.
Tim Allen was in Wild Hogs. It was John Travolta, Peter Fonda, and like Ray Liotta as well too. William H Macy. Huh, that's actually there's some talent
That's
in
a
that
pretty
cast.
awesome cast.
Mm-hmm.
It was a
all
pretty
things,
awesome cast. It was an entertaining movie, but when you live in Sturgis and you know what those types are really like, and they come to your freaking town by the literal hundreds of thousands every year,
Mhm.
like, and that's just the bikers. That's not including the tourists who come to see the
Mhm.
bikers. There's hundreds of thousands of those. So you end up with literal millions of people crawling all over the northern hills that don't live here,
Mhm.
that literally act like they own your roads.
Mhm.
And you have to deal with the fact that the state doesn't have any helmet laws.
Mhm.
So there's a whole lot of death that happens too, and
Mhm.
injury and serious injury. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Evolution in action.
What like they used to be called Darwin Awards. It's,
mm-hmm.
yeah, I
and
remember following that website for a while, and it was for a few years, and it was hilarious. Some of them were, oh my god. One guy decided that he was lived in Serbia and decided that he was going to do not Fourth of July, but it was like some local, province celebration fireworks thing, right? And he didn't have
Mhm.
any fireworks, didn't have any money. He did, however, have a chainsaw and an old grenade he had found. Put the chainsaw. He put the grenade in a vise, and then tried using a chainsaw to open it.
Did he survive?
No.
Uh, so yeah, like Mithril, I honestly like thought that like the bike rally or bike festival that happens in like Sturgis, like South Dakota, or like that, also happens around like 4th of July. I thought though like they conflated those two, which is why I asked Joey if the bikes have like the motorcyclists have like come to like their neck or the woods as well too, and just like well some of them have already, but like that like whole rally is actually in August and not like the 4th of
Oh,
July.
did you guys hear that the president's visit to Mount Rushmore for the fireworks got hailed out?
Ah.
Mother Nature was like,
Hail
no,
to the
I
chief,
don't think
baby.
so.
And yet, like all those like fundamentalist Christians will not see that as a sign, but like
I
some
know,
other,
right?
but some other national tragedy, they're just going to blame on the gays as well too. And it's just like, damn it, us gays, like we get blamed for the fall of Roman Empire, and even though it'd be cool and awesome if like the gays were responsible for the fall of the Roman Empire, no, it wasn't the gay people. It was the Roman Empire themselves that like caused their fall, honestly.
It was all the followers of Cruise Shadows and what's the other group that I follow? Oh, Broken Peach. You know why I say that? Because their followers are goths.
Mm.
Little historical joke there. If you don't get it, look it up.
Yeah. And no problem that's also being late as well too. We're just like glad you're like still alive and kicking and like with everything as well too, and can like ask us about like how was our Traitors Day yesterday as well too in your perspective.
Traitors Day.
I'm just gonna call it that because like yeah sure we're traitors I don't care. Still am no loyalty to that stupid king. Oh, that's right. And like, I have not been following up in the latest of like the British like politics as well too. But I think Keir Starmer finally has stepped down as like PM.
Yes,
So
or he's working on it.
yeah, working on it. Yeah, it will like take like some time before like finally happens. Well, too, you did with the slow process for politics as it is always. But yet apparently like we gotta have like people that are electable as well too. But like Keir Starmer was like still very unpopular as well too because like come on, the unpopular austerity neoliberal policies are unpopular. People, please learn that, please.
No.
It's fascist light.
Agreed,
Yep.
agreed.
Scratch a liberal.
Exactly.
And speaking of liberals, one of the other topics I wanted like to bring up, I swear that I was being like just myself and just like kind of engaging in conversations in C-Try's Ask Away, but like I
Who
apparently
did you piss off?
I rage baited Kirok somehow. But it's Kirok. But here's the thing, I'm pretty sure I didn't start it because Kirok asked a question to like C-Chars. Like you have like every 2 weeks, C-Chars says Ask Way. Like it says to its like patrons and members of the YouTube channel, say go to this Google Doc and like submit the question. 500 character limit as well too. But if you're a patron and a member, you can submit two 500 character limit questions as well too. And Kirok used his 1,000 characters because he's a patron and a member to detail of like the situation at the store that he managed. A drunk person was like banned
Kirok?
from like. No,
Sorry, I
he
know
doesn't
he's
drink
good.
anymore. So like yeah, the one drunk person like came to the overnight shift at the convenience store that like Kirok manages. He just like manages the store, one of the managers. It's like in middle of downtown
Oh, he's
Lincoln,
Petty
Nebraska.
Should have known.
He's a middle
Oh
manager
no,
type.
yeah,
We
sorry,
all
no, he's PMC.
Yes. Anyway, it's like a is but this one guy came in and the employee said, "Dude, you can't come in here. Please leave, sir. You're banned from the store because like him, Kirok and another manager banned this person from the store, being like a drunk and like as Kirok points it, a troublemaker basically." Uh, the drunk guy took a swing at the employee, missed, but the employee also punched back. But like the drunk guy was about to like attacked the other person as well too. But no, like Kiraka is kind of praised with like his employee like swing at the drunk person who swing at him as well too, punched him, knocked his lights out as well too. And the drunk person was going to like fight back, but the other customers interfered and like the police eventually come. Kirok was pointing this all out to say like it's a good thing we have police in order to like protect us from the troublemakers.
Except except they didn't.
And they showed up
That's
to
such
like
a privileged take.
yeah, honestly, and this is what and Steve Shai says like, listen, I'm not like disagreeing with like Kirok, the manager or the employee, saying asking for that person to leave since that person was banned from the store for his actions is like, because he made the other
No
customers
rulers,
like.
not no rules.
Yes, exactly. Hey, apparently that person also like threatened to kill one of the other customers one time. It's like, no, you can definitely keep that person out of your store. I'm not like I don't have a problem with that as well too. Oh, but like Steve Shives pushed back on like the idea that like that person is a troublemaker, as in like no, they are the undesirables. That is a term that Kirak has used. Will do. Right, so cops. Yes, exactly, Georgia P. Cops showed up after the fight happened as well too. Oh,
Undesirables, was this person of a darker persuasion?
I have no idea. It's Lincoln, Nebraska, so I have no idea. But middle of downtown, so like Kirok did not disclose that information as well too. So I have no idea.
He would have been quick to have had it been.
Right.
That's my feeling too. That's my feeling too. But like, no, like Kirok has never said that as well too. Maybe other times he clarified, no, he's white. So it's like that's where it goes back to he's not understanding about like white privilege or like white supremacy, that sort of thing too. No, they're all white. So like, yeah, so yeah, it's like. But like Kurok, and the thing is like Kurok did not upset me at all. I just like engaged in the conversation. I just like they talk about the like things well too. I give my 2 cents and that sort of thing too. And then like others were active in the conversation as well too. So it wasn't just between me and Kirok as well too. And apparently, and Kirok doesn't want me to like talk to him directly and like SHI's like a channel either as well too. So I tried to like just talk about the topic in general without like directly engaging with Kirok as well too. Oh, but like
So
it's the
he follows you, but he doesn't want you to talk to him specifically.
it but he I don't know if he still follows me at any
Well,
time.
I mean,
No,
at this point, during this time frame.
it's no, I don't think like Kirok still follows me. He's like he was at times as well too. But I said that like, listen, Kirok, you're bad for my mental health. So I actually did say that as well too. So like, um, but like
So he comes to your channel,
he used to. He
creates
doesn't anymore.
problems. Okay, but he doesn't. Okay, but or created, I should say, created problems,
To be fair,
and then he
Kirok.
gets upset when you point that out and or talk to him.
No. To be fair, Kirok only wants before he want. He just doesn't want to like come. He only wanted to come to my channel to just like discuss other things other than politics. But when he comes to my channel, I
Well, then go
always
somewhere else, motherfucker. It's your channel.
is. Hey, but it's my
The
stream could
fuck.
be 100. My stream could be 100% non-political whatsoever. But once I see Kirok in the chat, oh Kirok, since here's my feelings about capitalism. Is like,
Yeah, and I would do it too. But it doesn't matter. It's like all the people. By the way, for anybody who's out there watching, you should go. I did something that I didn't realize. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't realize you can do. So I went to her page, Anki Cosplay. I always give her a shout out.
mhm,
Okay, I went to her page, and if you already follow her, and I also subscribe for a whole 99 cents a month, when you go to her page, you can click on the invite button. And if you want, I didn't do every single person, but if you want, you can invite everybody on your friend list. Okay. And I've already had like 20 people today follow her as a result. um, but every single day, Anki Cosplay, Uppity Negress Redux, I too am a test kitchen, um, um, Creighton Lay, um, I'm trying to think of a lot of the black female or femme content creators that I follow, and then also masked ones like Vampire Incubus King and what is his name? Um, the Hero Marvels or something like that, but it's hyphenated. Okay. Um, People come in constantly and tell them, "Oh, well, you should do this or you should say that or whatever," and some of them are semi-polite, but don't expect that if you go to Redux's page or Anki Cosplay's page, because they ain't playing around. It's their damn page. If you don't like it, you can go elsewhere. Or they'll come in and go, well, how come this page is showing up in my feed? Why do you think, motherfucker? Learn how an algorithm works.
mhm.
God damn
I hate it
dumbass,
when
I
people
swear.
don't understand how a fucking algorithm works
Right. And then try
and
to
they
blame
get
the
all
content
pissed
creator.
off because,
Mm-hmm.
something that they don't like shows up in their feed. And I'm like, well, then quit clicking on shit you don't like. That's why it's
Trans
showing up in your feed, dumbass.
Transgator Boy Wife 2.0 gets that every single fucking day, along with the They Can Always Tell crowd, but gets that every single day. Okay. And the thing is, you would not have anything trans in any way, shape, or form show up in your feed unless you either mentioned it or
Mhm.
you followed somebody who mentioned it and or talked about it a lot. That's how the
No, wait,
algorithm
don't
works.
forget, Facebook also follows your activity after you leave Facebook. So if you're looking at trans
Oh yeah,
porn,
right, exactly.
Mm.
That's another one. Yeah, exactly. Because believe me, a lot of guys, especially some femmes too, but a lot of guys who are very very much anti-trans publicly have
Alex
been in
Jones.
more than just my DMs. Okay,
Mhm.
when they got the money, and
Mhm.
it is hilarious and aggravating and pissing me off and whatever else, maddening is the word I was actually looking for. Um, when they're just like the GOP hypocrites, oh my God,
Mhm.
being gay or queer or whatever, but especially trans is so horrible. And yet every time you have a convention, you crash Grinder.
Ted Haggard is completely heterosexual. Ted Haggard is completely heterosexual. Ted Haggard is completely heterosexual. Glory, how he blew ya.
I
Just
am
in
not
case you
gay.
don't know, Ted Haggard is a hate preacher who specialized once upon a time in anti-gay stuff. And then a gay prostitute came forward and said, "Yeah, we'd like to do meth and fuck each other. He pays me a lot."
Yep. And then he got his fall from grace, and then he I don't know if he ever rebounded from that. I know Jim Baker did. He's not as powerful as he used to be, but Jim and Tammy Faye Baker.
No,
But
Tammy Faye, they're
well,
divorced.
yeah, she died.
Mhm.
Pretty sure
But
they divorced before that.
yeah, at one point they got investigated because they spent I want to say it
A
was
lot
like
of tax
it
fraud.
was either $60,000 or $160,000 on air conditioning or a doghouse.
What
I
a
mean,
really
I
pampered
kind of
dog, or
approve, but
Yeah, well, for dogs, yeah. Joel Osteen got busted, so to speak. This is a few years ago, about 10 years ago, maybe. His safe and office where it was at, or secure room, or whatever, got broken into over the weekend. I don't know if it was I believe it was a Sunday night. I'm not exactly positive. It's been a while since I read this. Um, and they got off, the thieves got off with the cash take from the like book sales they had those 2 or 3 days, and like collection plates that they took up and whatever. Okay, just that weekend. This is not online stuff or whatever. Just that weekend, $750,000.
hmm. And at one point, a plumber was doing work on Osteen's mansion and found like a whole bunch of cash hidden in one of the walls.
Yeah, I remember vaguely reading about that too.
so
Yeah, and
anyway, sorry.
sorry, go ahead. No, you're
Well,
fine.
well, that's like I still want to like try to like continue the story of like what happened in the CHI's Askaway, but and bring it back to like this is a topic I brought up before as well too, because like but this is also the thing like no, Kirok did not like enrage me or like incense me. I was just calm. It's just like that, just like doing the things. But like something that Kirok said definitely upset at like Kane 20C. A good friend of the show, a good friend of this channel, a good friend, and like good for me as well too. Because what Kirok basically said is that like people that drug addicts, alcoholics, and gambling addicts, that kind of like rough crowd, those undesirables, those troublemakers should take
Including
personal
himself.
responsibility. It should take personal responsibility. And so, like, yeah, no, fortunately, and that's like the siege size,
So
like,
he has absolutely no idea what addiction is or how it works.
Despite being
that's
an addict.
well, remember how he like he was like certain, absolutely certain that alcohol was not a drug. So like
Hmm.
his habit that he had before, again, he had it before. He's like
That was
he's
just because he'd had a really tough time.
is but like it maybe but like a lot of like addicts would like think that like no, I'm not on a problem because he was for the most part able to keep hold down his job, able to pay his rent, and like from what I can tell, like I don't know, I didn't pry too much honestly, that like he did his habit was not affecting his like personal relationships either. But maybe it was, and like who knows, and like that. And again, like I don't know the cure like that well, and I didn't pry either into his personal life as well too. Oh, but like I was just concerned for his health because like just the context for those who don't know, like no, he was like putting away like 6 bottles of hard alcohol a week. He's been a long time
Wow.
queen since then as well too. It's because he was a manager at like a convenience store, so he got like an employee discount as well too, and he really enjoys cinnamon flavored whiskey with like a certain cocktail as well too. But like the sheer amount that he was like drinking regularly, he finally realized that like no, he did have a problem because like I embarrassed him basically, not mentioning him by name, but bringing up someone who was packing away that much alcohol and believing alcohol is not a drug. I bet him is like no, I think that everyone on the show, just Alchemy, is going to like agree with me that the alcohol is a drug. He did pay that bet. Yeah, I
It's
bet
not just
$5.
a drug, it's a toxin.
Oh yeah, alcohol is poison as well too. Absolutely. I had a tough time lately, but I know like if I start drinking, I could be in trouble. So Kurok finally has learned that like he stopped drinking for a while, and then he was out with his buddies at night. He told me all this, and he doesn't mind me telling this as well too. And then he said like, "No, oh, okay, I'll have one beer." Finally, his buddies convinced him one beer. One beer became four, or enough that like he was drunk the rest of the night. And then he went on to he was a fan of like another streamer or another YouTube content creator that like talks about the Vampire Slayers, and they were doing their monthly like Patreon show as well too. And he was drunk there. And then the channel owner took him inside. It's like, you're not coming back onto the show if you're that drunk ever again. You just like don't. It's just like please. I don't. I because the content owner has dealt with alcoholism. So he knows the signs, he sees it as well too. And he said to the cure, like, no, do not do that ever again. Do not be that drunk on the show ever again. You're not coming back on. And so Kurok finally getting consequences for his actions or realizing that's the problem that like he cannot stop at just one drink as well too. So it's like I do feel for Kurok. I do think he does actually he has stopped drinking since then as well too. But like his opinion of like others with like addiction, and we talked about addiction last week as well too. Is that
well,
like
he's likely self-loathing.
Mm-hmm.
He likely feels as if he is some kind of failure for having been an addict, and so he's projecting all of that onto every other addict without even understanding anything about the addiction, the nature of addiction. Like you're altering your brain chemistry with addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And your brain needs the whatever, the alcohol, the crack, the whatever.
You create a short circuit, and it just can't help it.
Yeah. And so yeah, no, it's just like Kirok is still like on this like personal responsibility, and based off conversations he has had with me, a lot of conversations. Again, this is like 3 years of me engaging with Kirok too. He's like he said in the live chat, anarchists do not believe in like a personal responsibility. But again, my point.
That's the only thing we actually believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like you aren't personally responsible for your own actions as an anarchist. Like you're policing yourself. Like that's your social contract is signed like in your behavior as an anarchist.
Right. And so again, and like back to the example, no. It's fair for the store to ban someone who's like every time that the guy comes in, he is like belligerent, making customers feel unwelcome, threatening customers with violence or saying I'm going to kill you, or even like taking a swing at an employee when it said, "Sir, could you please leave? You have been banned from the store." No, that's not fine. I still have if that person, and I still have sympathy for the person who's taking a swing because I'm wondering what is going on in his life as well too. It's like is he dealing with like drugs, is he dealing with addiction as well too, or is he undiagnosed with schizophrenia, or is like not on medication with schizophrenia, or like what's going on in his life as well too. I still say, hey, did not punch people, they should know that as well too, but what is leading him up to like at that point as well too. And that's why I want to like fix society, improve society, so there's no capitalism, so people can freely do whatever they want and not have to be at a job that they're miserable at as well too. They not stress because they're constantly like living paycheck to paycheck, figuring out how to like make ends meet. And like and if one thing is like I've been told this, and I will need to like confirm this myself, but like the one period where there's like the least amount of like drugs and alcohol addiction that happened was with the Spanish anarchists in like 1936 and 1939, when it was like a anarchist revolution as it were too, no capitalism around for the most part as well too. That's when there was the least amount of like alcohol consumption happening as well too. I've been told this. I need to research that, but it's like I can feel that being true. That like when there's no capitalism now, there's less people drinking, and that's why I want. It's like what I hate about the topic or the talking point of like personal responsibility is the neoliberals talking point, a right wing talking about, the conservative talking point, where they're saying is like, no, you being in poverty, you like having these problems, these health issues, and like have no access to healthcare. So like, no, you need to pull yourself up your bootstraps and improve your life as well too. And yes, some people can be homeless and manage to like pull themselves out of homelessness somehow, or like take advantage of social services,
It's
whatever there is.
very,
That's
very, very difficult.
yeah.
Because once you no longer have an address, everything falls apart.
Well,
Hmm.
shit, how many people, isn't it like something like 55% of the homeless population in the United States are working homeless?
Hmm.
Hmm.
They have jobs. They just can't afford to live where they're working.
Hmm.
Yep.
Spinning around the cars as well too. Yeah. But Kira can say, "Well, I worked two jobs and managed to like get out of homelessness." It's like, okay, how many others are homeless? It's just because it happened to you or you were able to pull yourself out of homelessness as well too
Just
doesn't
because
mean
you
it does.
got lucky doesn't mean everyone else is a failure.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean that you were a failure when those things were happening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you weren't failing yourself or anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like the system was failing you.
Mm-hmm.
The system should not have those cracks.
Mm-hmm.
People should not fall into a crack where they have no food, no
Mm-hmm.
shelter, no health care.
Mm-hmm.
Like they shouldn't have those cracks. Like that's why we have civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Right.
Like as anarchists, as
Uh,
communists, as socialists, we're
Caveat.
just
That's
saying
why we
let's
have
share.
community, not civilization.
Yeah. There,
Civilization mostly seems to be about control.
yeah, there's definitely some like anti-civilization like anarchists as well too, and I just like I have is I don't yeah, I don't like understand what they mean by civilization as well too, but I agree with you that like community as should be important as well too. I don't know, but like yeah,
Well,
uh,
this capitalist system preaches this rugged individualism,
yeah, I hate that
and
too.
people just, it's that's what fails because you can't live like that. We didn't evolve like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how we are as like a literal species.
Mm-hmm.
We
We take
are
care of
communal.
each other.
We have to be.
That's one of the things that we evolved to do.
We cannot survive as individuals.
There's a baby that once is like born is like most babies like once is born cannot like to take care of themselves well too, and human babies like specially. So it's just like hey, it takes a village to raise a child too.
Humans are
Oh,
weak and blind.
yeah. So what do you think, Shaban, about all this? Because I've been talking a lot.
You've been uncharacteristically silent.
I'm doing three different things at once. I'm working on some computer stuff and sort of half listening, so I kind of sort of got what you're talking about, but not exactly. So
Okay. Yep.
can you give me what the heck was the Cliff
Sum up.
Notes?
Cliff notes. The
Kirox and alcoholic civilization is bad. Community is good.
oh, or like Kirok believes that like someone who's a drug addict, a gambling addict, an alcoholic should like take personal responsibility for their actions well too, and he thinks that like me as an anarchist that is like a compassion for the undesirables and the troublemakers
I
is
think
like
that I believe me, I come from a long line, generations of alcoholics.
mhm,
I'm the oldest of 10 kids. My mom was in the middle of
Irish.
13. Yeah,
mhm,
fucking Irish. Um, all of my aunts and uncles have had problems, as they put it, with alcohol. Um, most of my siblings have had problems with alcohol and or drugs or both. Um, and I fully believe that I fully believe that an addict, regardless, because an alcoholic is an addict and cigarette smoker is an addict and whatever.
mhm,
Okay, I fully believe that anyone who is an addict is responsible for their actions to the extent that they impact on other people, for good or
mhm,
for ill.
yeah.
Okay. However, having said that, it's like people used to argue constantly over the nature versus nurture thing. It's both,
Oh yeah, yeah. I
you
agree. It's
know.
both.
And so I think, like I said, I want to get Chris on here, my nephew,
Hmm.
to have a discussion about epigenetics because he knows
Mm.
way more about it than I do. Very smart young man. Um, And in my case, my particular case, okay, not only do I have the generations of alcoholics behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and racists and colonizers and etc. Um, Also, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy, no, that's for weak people.
Oh
That's
no,
one of the
That's
mildest
not.
things that they would say. Okay, um, but society also plays a big part in that because you know, like one of my siblings told me once, she was going to quit drinking, and she did for about 3 weeks. Actually, she did
Mm,
really good for about 3 weeks. Her problem was she went right back to the bar every night and hung out with all of her friends
mm,
who were drinking. And
yeah.
it took 3 weeks, and then she had one drink. And there's an old saying in 12 groups: one is too many, and a thousand is not enough.
Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's struggled with it, and I give her a lot of credit, give her
Mm-hmm.
props. She struggled with it, and she's been clean now for 10, 12 years, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's my next oldest sibling.
Mm-hmm.
But there are influences in
Mm-hmm.
our society and in our environment
Mm-hmm.
that can alter or affect our decisions. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe that there's any such thing as free will. I
Yeah.
do not.
I,
Um,
I'm not interested in the free will argument at all as well too. I was just like because like it is like it's more luck all the way down. Some people are more lucky to be able to be about things, but like when people
well,
are in
to have
poverty,
more options.
yes, exactly.
If your only option is to, for example, um, in my case, okay, do sex work or freeze to death.
Yeah, exactly.
I did sex work.
Hmm.
I ended up finding out that I liked doing it and have continued doing it even when I didn't need to do it.
Hmm.
But if somebody, I remember reading, oh, it was a while back, a few years ago. There was some study which said that women who own horses tend to live longer. That's because they can fucking afford healthcare, you dumbass. Okay,
Correlation does
there
not
are
mean causation.
interlocked things in there that people don't automatically think about or realize. Um, but you can't take it in a vacuum. You
Hmm.
can't say.
Yeah.
And now, I'm not saying that the person isn't responsible for their actions.
Hmm.
I grew up with a lot of horrific abuse that I would not. I can't say I wouldn't want to wish on my worst enemy, but I would have to really, really, really hate
Hmm.
someone in order to wish the kind of up on them the kind of upbringing that I had. I still have, obviously, CPTSD and whatever. I still have the mental scars, but I still have physical scars to this day, 60 odd years later, because of what was done to me as a child.
Hmm.
Um, and I, when I don't celebrate Mother's Day, I don't celebrate Father's Day at all.
Yeah.
And in fact, I usually tend to stay a little bit away from social media more
Mm.
on those days or on the days kind of leading up to it, the last few days leading up to it. But
Yeah.
I also don't criticize someone. If you have
Hmm.
one or more good parents who loved you and took care of you and fed you and clothed you and gave you a safe environment, I'm genuinely glad for you. I'm
Hmm.
genuinely glad that you didn't have to go through what I went through.
Yeah.
And I know people, a couple friends of mine, Joey and I are really good friends with that one person who we talked to in our own little chat, so you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention any names or any more information about them, who went through worse things than I did. And the stuff that I survived in was horrific. I mean, I'm trying to use words that won't get your channel dinged.
This channel won't be monetized anytime soon, so don't
Not
worry.
ever.
Okay. So the first time I tried to commit suicide, I was 14.
Mm.
Um, and I stepped off a chair.
Hmm.
And every single time after that time obviously, and every single time after that, it just so happened the circumstances were such that and a lot of people, and I did myself because I was still in the cult then, were like,
Hmm.
oh well, God must have a plan for you, and I was so fucking pissed off every time I heard that, but I didn't know why at that point when I was 14.
Hmm.
But
It's also a cop out answer if you ask me.
right, but of all of the times that I've tried over the years, I didn't I didn't write a note. I didn't call anybody, and a lot of times I didn't have anybody to call anyway. But I didn't call anybody. I escaped. One of the reasons that I went in the military was I didn't really have any skills. Okay,
Yeah.
and we were a very poor family. But I also
Mhm.
escaped my family.
I imagine
And
that's a lot.
the
Yeah.
shit that I went through in the military was nothing
Mhm.
compared to what I went through when I was 4 years old. Nothing, not a bit.
Yeah.
Um, so I have some. I definitely have empathy, and I have a small amount of sympathy for some people.
Mhm.
But at some point, you have to come to the realization that to the extent that you have control over whatever control you do have, you are responsible for your own actions. I am where I'm
Mhm.
living today because of consequences of decisions that I made, good, bad, or indifferent. I am in
Mhm.
contact with people or not in contact with people for those same reasons, and I take responsibility for those actions.
Mhm.
But like I said, when you were talking about the different types of society, whether anarchist or whatever, you can't do that in a vacuum. I can't say,
Mhm.
oh well, I did this because of this and this and this. Um, and let's say we were living in what, you know, I guess the short version of it would be a socialist utopia. Okay,
Mhm.
um, I would still have some of those problems.
Yeah. I,
You know,
I I'm
you,
not naive to think that like once we're like a fully luxury automated gay space and narco communism worldwide as well too, that there won't be still domestic issues, there won't be still
We
fights.
get
Uh,
Falstaff today, then I will still be an alcoholic.
yeah,
if you
because
get
like
what?
Falks. Fully
what?
automated luxury gay space communism.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. And now, okay, I have a question for you, John. Then,
Sure. Okay.
because I belonged to a 12-step group for a while, for a year or so,
Mm.
and one of the things that really, really rubbed me wrong, and it's one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the three main reasons that I left the group, was the step about saying that you were powerless over alcohol. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, my opinion of 12 steps is step one, you suck. Step two, you need Jesus. Step
Right,
three,
right,
tell everyone why you suck. Step four, you need Jesus. Step five, call everyone you know and grovel for forgiveness. Step six, you need Jesus. And on top of that, 12 steps doesn't work.
right.
All
It's
right.
got like a what 95% failure rate.
Yep. 5% success rate with 12 steps, 5% success rate just quitting.
Mm.
It's a
Right,
placebo with extra steps, and because it is Christian bullshit, it's a placebo with side effects.
right. And I
Mhm.
remember a few cases. The ones that I remember were successful. I don't remember if all of the cases like that were, but where someone was put into a jail or prison, incarcerated anyway, because they're not the same thing. Jail and prison, let me tell
Oh
you.
yeah, jail is short
You know,
term, prison is long term.
Mhm.
and that ain't the only thing differences. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, so they were put in there and they were offered a early release and or a lesser sentence, like during sentencing phrases, whatever, if they joined a 12-step program. And the two particular individuals I'm thinking about were atheists and said no, because that particular 12-step program, which is very popular and very well known, is right near the beginning of the phone book.
Yep.
Um, that particular group is religious based. Period.
Oh
You
yeah.
can claim it's not about religion. You can
Your higher
claim
power could be a
it goes
doorknob. Fuck you.
uh, uh, the God as you understand him. Okay. Well, then I understand that there isn't one. How about that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now what? Now what?
And they went to court, and I believe they won.
Yeah, at least two cases I know of. One, I don't know about others. It depends, of course, on the locale and
You
the
have to
region.
offer a secular alternative.
Right. Um, and it used to be called, let's see, Save Our Sobriety, SOS. And then
Mm-hmm.
I think that changed to Rational Recovery. I don't
Yeah, because
remember.
secular sobriety wouldn't work, at least not as an initialism.
Right,
Mhm.
right. But yeah, I don't know about any sort of success or not with that group either. It'd be interesting to look up.
I mean, if they include CBT and other forms of actual therapy, then that could be helpful.
Okay,
But AA doesn't do that.
I'm sorry, but I'm a long-term member of the BDSM community, so CBT has a way different meaning.
No, we're talking about cognitive behavioral therapy, not cock and ball torture.
Right, it has a completely different, and I can't do that.
Yeah, it's sort of like, I can't remember what they were talking about, but somebody brought up the acronym CNC, and I was like, oh, that...
That's different. And yeah, isn't there like a what's the word? Like a manufacturing, like it's either chemical or construction, something that the CNC stands for in manufacturing equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And because I remember seeing it somewhere once, something to do with manufacturing. Anyway, I was like, oh, so it has another meaning besides what I think it is.
and there's also DBT, which is like not dick and ball torture. It's like dialectical behavioral therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my case manager is actually gonna help me go over my DBT skills
Mhm.
that I have apparently forgotten, so I can help my own anxiety at work.
Yeah.
Because my anxiety now is like situational.
Mm.
And I'm on a new drug called
Make you sick? Sorry, Huey Lewis in the news reference.
hydroxyzine
Yep.
that helps anxiety in the sense that when you're experiencing the anxiety, you take it then, and it helps to calm you down.
Oh, cool. I hope that works.
And so far, it's been working pretty good at work. But
Didn't
she's
you-
gonna help me try to remember like different coping skills that I can also use at work.
Right.
So I'm not like dependent on the
On the drug.
hydroxyzine.
Yeah. Didn't you say was it that medication or a different one that also made you drowsy?
That helps what?
Make you that was either that medication or a different one we were talking about sometime in the last week or so that makes you drowsy.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the
I
one?
mean, it's supposed to sedate you.
Right. That's part of the mechanism of it, I guess.
But it doesn't make me so drowsy that I feel like I need to have more caffeine in order to.
Oh, I just do that
Offset
because there's a minute in the hour. That's all the reason I need it. I'm not addicted to caffeine. The fuck I'm not. Shit. And
You
I
know,
don't care
like
if it's just... Go ahead. Sorry.
I just want to run there because remembering how like the dealing with addiction as well too. I've already brought this up before on older episodes of the show, but like people who like are like alcoholics or addicts as well too, but in sobriety, like they are allowed to have like boundaries. So it's like, hey, listen, you're a great friend of mine, but I cannot hang out with you at the bar because like I cannot like be in that environment because I could relapse well too. An example of this, also an example of how this one person I'm going to mention is like total asshole as well too. Like Steve-O, not the asshole. Steve-O's fine. Steve-O's been like 16 years sober, and like Bill Maher wanted to interview him on Bill Maher's podcast. But it's like Steve said, hey, listen, it's like if we're going to do the podcast, well, too, and we do it in your studios, well, too, please do not smoke weed anytime during that day in that studios, well, too. So that, like, if you can promise that, then sure, I can do I'll interview for the podcast with you. I'm happy to do it, well, too. And Bill Maher could not acquiesce to that request.
Oh, wow.
And complain about it later.
Wah. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
But yeah, Bill Maher, the fascist slide now fascist, honestly, because he's like,
I can't stand that motherfucker anyway.
On one hand, I can kind of see if it's your medicine, having somebody tell you can't take your medicine because I have a problem with your medicine.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you're inviting someone to come into a certain space.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add on top of that Bill Maher just did that to be a fucking ass.
I'm gonna
He
have
didn't do that because it was his medicine and he had a point to make. He just needed to be a fucking ass because that's just what he's like.
Yeah, it's just Bill Maher. I'm having a holiday dinner, and I'm gonna invite, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or 4th of July, whatever, doesn't matter. And I'm gonna invite a bunch of people, and two of the people that I'm inviting are either vegan or vegetarian or both, whatever. And I'm gonna force them to eat meat.
Yeah.
Just because that's what I want to do.
Yes.
And because there's a difference
you
between,
can't do that.
if you took a pill to get you high, if you took gummies to get him high before the show, maybe, okay. But the fact that it's in the air, and because believe me, I can smell that shit up from a long way away.
And
I've had a lot of experience with it.
Yes.
So the fact that it's in the air and you can smell it, no, we don't.
Yeah.
We
I
don't.
remember one time, people got in my car and they complained because it stank of weed. Because a guy had been in my car 15, 20 minutes earlier. He didn't smoke weed in my car, but because he'd smoked so much weed, the stench was in my car.
Yeah.
And I had to drive around for a couple hours.
Coming off of him, got in, left it there, got out.
I had to drive around for an hour with my windows open in February.
Exactly. You got to do that kind of thing. You got to use your Ozium.
I remember because I live in
there's
a
all
small
kinds of things
town,
that you have to
town.
do to get rid of the weed smell.
I live in a small college town. I remember when I was working OPD at Walmart, we would take the orders. It's where you go to the Walmart site, you order stuff, and then they make it up, put it in bags, boxes, or whatever. You bring your car up there, they give it to you. Okay. So rain, shine, whatever. The only time that we don't do it is when there's lightning outside. So, or super high winds. So I went outside more than once, and young, old, whatever, it didn't matter. So it wasn't always, because a lot of the townies around here blame the college students, whatever. But they'd roll their window down and say something, and the smoke wouldn't come out, but the smell damn sure would. Or I'd be in the store pushing my cart around to grab stuff for people, and somebody would walk by, and almost like I get a contact high from it, just from the smell surrounding them. And then they would act like, if they chewed some gum, that would, oh my God.
The one that gets me is people who will be smoking cigarettes through the drive-through. Like they don't get that shit comes drifting right into our windows, and then it smells like that in there.
Right, because it's an enclosed space. If it's not, if your drive-through isn't busy,
we don't need the secondhand smoke. I feel like it's kind of rude to do shit like that. I feel like it's rude to do that, and it's rude to be on your phone when you're going through the drive-through. Hang the fuck up.
Or say, hold on, I'm in the drive-through. I'll and just put your phone down on your seat or whatever. Okay, yeah. No different than when you're standing in line at a wherever, whether it's Walmart or gas station or whatever, and you're getting up to the cashier and you're talking on your phone. No, motherfucker, put the phone down, hang the phone up, say wait a minute, whatever.
Hey, because I work as a gas station attendant for, it's I'm trying to do that transaction quickly so you can be on the way for anyone, regardless of the customer, because you want to get in and out, and we try to pride yourself to be less than 30 seconds, get that done. Is what to. So you're on the phone, it's hey, will this be all? Or it's what's the kind of payment? Or it's is that amount as well too? Yeah, you can also hold up the line too. So it's it is rude to me as a cash attendant and others as well too.
We live in a society. Come on.
And that's the thing too. Is it's alcoholism is still a disease, and we should treat it as such. And like drug addiction is like also a societal problem as well too, because like we gotta ask ourselves, why are so many people addicted to drugs as well too? Why are so many people like are like addicted to gambling as well too? Oh, maybe we can like do something to help curb that. It won't fully get rid of that as well too, but we can do something to get curb that as well too. But regardless of like what's someone's reason to punch me, I was still like, no, dude, you punched me. Come on, that's not cool as well too. There still is consequences for one's actions as well too. But I
And
would
also
have
the intent doesn't matter.
yeah.
It just doesn't.
Not until
Joe,
after you've stopped hurting someone.
right.
Yes.
Well, even then, like Joey and I have had this discussion before, and I've used this analogy before. If you're sitting on a park bench enjoying the sunshine, whatever, and I walking along the sidewalk towards you like I'm going to walk past you, and I'm juggling knives, and one slips out of my hand, goes up in the air, and lands in your leg, and I go, oh my God, I'm so sorry, whatever, I apologize, whatever. I apologize. I pulled the knife out of your leg, okay? I offered to pay for, any hospital bill or whatever, okay? My intent was not to harm you, but did I harm you? Yes.
Yes.
Intent doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Impact.
I'd say impact or intent does matter a bit. Stabbing someone by accident is different from being a white supremacist.
While that's true, it's still harm.
Yes,
right.
That's true. I mean,
You
the
can
harm
talk about the
is
degrees
first.
of harm. It's like a lot of because I have a term for it. I'm sure other people use it as too. Fluffy pagans. Do y'all know what fluffy pagans are?
No.
Okay. So I've been a pagan for years and years. Okay. Fluffy pagans are the ones that are all love and light, and especially the Wiccans drive me up a fucking wall. And if you're a Wiccan, grow up, learn what your quote unquote religion is based on from 1957 and Gerald Gardner, not 3,000 years ago on old practices, and then incorporating and appropriating everything under the sun. But anyway, I digress because I could go on for hours about that. So they're all love and light and this and that. And there's two things in pagandom that aren't just Wicca, although I think most Wiccans use it. They're called the Rede, which is Rede, and the Rule. Okay. The rule is the rule of three, which is horseshit. It's basically karma. Whatever you do will come back to you threefold. Okay. Whatever. But the other is the one that irks me more is the Rede, and harm ye none, do as you will. Okay. Which sounds great, and it's not a completely horrible thing to try to live by. But I would never harm another creature. Okay, well let me throw you in a pit with alligators and toss you an Uzi. You choose.
Yeah.
So it's contextual as well.
Yeah. That's why I
says,
think.
do cops in the U.S. test for drug driving? Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't drive. Okay, so they do.
Yeah, it's very easy to tell when somebody is driving drunk. And so
driving.
When they pull you over, they have their various tools. They can test you quite easily.
Yeah. No, he said drug driving.
Oh,
DRUG.
drug driving.
Like weed.
They do, but because this company that made is basically like a breathalyzer, but for pot. Okay. Got a lot of lawsuits because it gave false negatives. I don't know if they've since, the cops in general have since gone to a better one or, more accurate, I don't say better, more accurate one or whatever. And it depends upon, the situation involved and whatever, because that whole, walking the line and saying the alphabet backwards and all that horse shit is nothing but horse shit. I know that here in Michigan, and it used to be, I'm pretty sure it's the same, but here in Michigan and other states, for alcohol, if you refuse a breathalyzer, you're automatically guilty by law.
That seems to skirt the lines of self-incrimination.
Yepper, but the courts don't care because it's been upheld many times. So.
What a country we live in. What a world, what a world, what a world. Breath of Butt says are the only safe sense in my opinion. Yeah. It,
I agree, Mithril. He said breath and blood tests are the only safe tests, and even then they're not completely safe, but they're
mhm,
safer, more accurate, I should say. They're more
mhm.
accurate than just walking a
So it's
line or
Disability Pride Month.
That's right. July.
yay.
Eh,
And it's
and
always Wrath month,
true.
especially in my house.
Yeah. Eh, and eh, like apparently, like Kerouac confused things that, like I said, like being trans equals being disabled, and it's like I don't remember where I ever said that. No, I did not say that. So this is where I think like sometimes Kerouac
What
has
the fuck?
a hard time to understand me. Supposed to. Okay, listen, like I know a lot of trans people that happen to be also be disabled, and like I can see how like being trans can be. Hello, Phoenix, can
Hey,
be
Vic.
debilitating if like
Heck.
if you're like having gender dysphoria and you're not getting treatment for gender dysphoria, like you're a woman but you're not a trans woman but you're not getting HRT as well too, or like it would be nice if you get like gender affirming care as well too, but like
Or you live in an area where you can't be safe
Mm-hmm.
and actually come out and ask for those services.
Right.
Mhm.
Because, like, that's my situation. I live in an area where the doctor can literally tell me, no, I'm not going to treat you.
Yep.
Yeah, and this
Michigan,
We're in a
about
red
a
state.
decade ago, passed a law um, that was called the Good Conscience Law. Okay,
mhm,
which said that any medical personnel in Michigan, any medical personnel, okay, can refuse to treat any individual based upon that medical personnel's own ethical or religious principles. Okay, in other words, we're we're using this to target gay people, but we can't literally say that in the law. Then they changed it. Originally, it was banned for this part, but then they added onto that and said that that can also be for emergency care. So if you're wearing like a gay ribbon around your neck and it's Pride Month and you're walking through Walmart and you have a heart attack and fall down in Michigan and an EMT is called and they walk up to you and see that you're gay, they can say no, I'm not gonna, I refuse to treat that person. And if you die, your relatives and or if you survive, uh, there's no legal recourse as far as the courts, as far as criminal law, no legal recourse. You may or may not be able to succeed in a civil suit, but there's no recourse legally for that. Down with vegetables. What? I like vegetables.
My
that's
girlfriend is a
Archie.
vegetable.
That's
What?
Archie. Like Phoenix is like a cat, and it's like Archie's just like a selfish little being that like believes that
Oh,
like
Archie.
oh,
Archie
yeah,
Santa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because Archie is like teasing like Phoenix in some ways because Phoenix is vegan.
Ah. Okay. Um, I am. I have. In fact, I was going to show it this time, but I won't. But probably next weekend,
Mm-hmm.
because I think after that, at least two of them will be gone from the household. I'm going to do a kitty camp,
Mm-hmm.
and so it won't be through the whole show, but like somewhere after 3 o'clock, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for 5 or 10 minutes, I have a space where I can set them where they're safe in a box. They are uh, today. They are 4 weeks old today. They were born late, very late Saturday night, very early Sunday morning.
They're so
4 weeks ago.
little and cute.
Yep, and their eyes are quite bigger now, and their
They've
ears
got
are
those little
fully
wormy
up.
tails that are all pointy on the end.
And they
Kitty cat Christmas
also
tree.
are more active now, and they're play fighting with each other, and whatever. So I have them sort of separated right now because I want to make sure that the father is okay with them, because sometimes the father decides that guess what, they're food, and so I want to make sure that he's okay with them. So I have been introducing him every so often to them, and they're in a box, so I bring them out and put them in the box, and set
What's
it
in
out
the
here in the living
box?
room where I
What's
can
in the
keep track.
box?
Yep. Oh, and well, because he'll look at it and then turn his head away and then look back, and it's like it's brand new. He's never seen it before because like I've said this before, both of them have two working brain cells between them, and they're both fighting for third place. they're loving, and they're cute, and they're cunning. They're not that bright. As
Well,
far as
cats are that way. I
Mhm.
mean, they're just usually not that smart. They just
right.
don't get it. And
And I
Especially
love
that's,
gingers.
cats.
I
Don't get me
think it's
wrong.
part of what makes them attractive though as an animal, as a pet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you
Because
can
they do
kind of
stupid
bank
stuff.
on that.
Right. And they do stuff, that just makes you laugh, and or feel good or whatever, you know. And I mean,
Could be
and it's
hours and
also,
hours of entertainment.
instead of having maggot in my house, I can have cats, and it's the same thing. So.
Hey, that is way insulting to cats. Cats
That's
are
true.
not
That's
racist.
true. Down with vegetables, more tuna and scallops. Yeah, every once in a while I take because I love tuna fish. I hate mayonnaise. I know it's unusual for a lot of white people, but I hate and don't give me that horse crap about Miracle Whip is better. It's the same thing. It's the devil's phlegm, okay? And I've put a lot of stuff voluntarily in
In
my
my
mouth and
mouth, I
swallowed.
never gotta put that. You every
Yep.
week.
And mayonnaise will never, and I'll say it every week too. Mayonnaise will never be one of them. But having said that, a lot of people put mayonnaise in their tuna fish, and I did that for years. And I've tried Greek yogurt, and that's not
Mhm.
too bad, or plain yogurt. And then I found a perfect substitute, which is spiced mustard and dill pickle
Mm.
relish, and it's phenomenal. But when I do that, I take the can, and whether it's water or oil based, I take the can and I dribble it over their bowls because they have two separate bowls, and I dribble over their bowls, and it's like cocaine to them. It's oh my god, nom 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 nom
Mm.
nom 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 nom.
I can't
Phoenix
wait to
says
have a kitty.
he's been trying to claw. If I was living nearby, I'd give you one.
I know, right? Like if I lived nearby, I could just take one of your little wormy tail babies and bring it
Yeah,
home.
like
Oh,
Phoenix,
look, I
Joey and
got
I
a
were talking
kitty.
earlier today. My stairwell, I live on the second floor. Okay, I have a screen door because it also opens up into the two other apartments. And I don't want somebody to accidentally, they wouldn't do it on purpose, accidentally open that door like to take trash out, open the outside door, and if he's down there, he's outside, and I'm physically not able to chase him. So I put
Mhm.
this like screen door basically up there, but the bottom kept, he would sneak underneath it. So I finally got a drill and screws and whatever, and secured that motherfucker. And for all day long, every once in a while, I'll hear, "Meow," because he's sitting in front of there like, "Mom, I want to go through here." About that time, in it.
Yep, yeah, it's around that time that we should
It
like
is.
start wrapping up. So, what do like people want to plug?
Dungeons and
Uh,
Debacles. But we're not recording this week because two of our players have hurt their backs.
oh
Oh,
well, I'm
damn.
sorry to hear that they hurt their backs, but you're not. You, y'all ought to put that somewhere where other people can watch it or listen to it, or I don't care if it's just listen to it. That would be awesome. The
There's
more
all
D
the
and D,
old
the better.
episodes of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
Yeah, the same for humans, Mithril.
all right,
The
like Siobhan,
Patreon.
okay, yeah, Joey, you have your Patreon as well too. Joey
As Joey
finally
Buys
And
there.
then there's always my Facebook.
Hey,
I can
Schmuck.
be found on there.
Yeah, and that's like Joey's
Um,
like name on Facebook. Joey Tahashta Hushte.
No, that's not it.
Well, I'm white. I'm
that's
dyslexic too.
very white of you.
Right.
Yes, how white of me.
Takshahushte.
It's
Or
Taksha Ushte.
Ushte.
Tasha Hushte. Okay, Hushte. Okay, yeah.
Ushte.
I don't know. Hushte.
Like Yusta. Ushte.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's what helps you on.
So mine is thehouseofconnor.com, although that's going to change because it costs $30 a month to keep that, and I can't afford that right now. So it's going to have a
Mm.
long ass link and whatever. I'll get that done.
Mhm.
The three Facebooks: Siobhan Mabel Connor,
Mhm.
Siobhan O'Connor author, and then the Holy Harlot, the Church of Redneckia.
Mhm.
I'm going to be doing a Substack soon, and so I probably will be dropping one of the two Facebook pages. It's probably going to be I don't know. I'm thinking about combining, or just not deleting, but just almost never posting on the Shawan O'Connor
Mm.
page and just using it just for local friends and family. Because everybody that's on that one almost is also on the Holy Harlot page, and that's good enough. So,
Mhm.
and Blue Sky, and that's it.
Yeah. And I am Summering Geek. I'm Summering Geek on all the places: Twitter, Tumblr, like Blue Sky, Threads, Mastodon, Instagram,
FetLife.
and the, and like
Yep.
YouTube, Kick, and like Twitch. And like once I like get
See,
off the
Kit,
call,
he's right.
yes, Kick. I'm gonna be streaming some more Weathering Waves. The one of those like games with pretty anime ladies will too, and I'll playing that all day on like streams will too, and like yeah, don't also share links that page. It's in the description of these videos and stuff like that. Like if you have extra money, like check out charity
Yes,
links that
give
page.
poor people money.
Yes,
Mutual aid is helpful for everybody, and don't forget the mutual aid is also being there for each other in other ways.
yes,
Right.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
if you have
share,
skills that might help
boost.
somebody, doesn't have to be always money. If you have skills that might help somebody,
Hmm.
that you
Yes,
can share that too. I'm
yes.
willing to do logos, or I'm really good at making logos or cartoons or minimalist digital art. So if
Hmm.
anybody's interested in anything like that, just hit me up.
Hmm.
I ain't gonna charge you shit.
All
Oh,
right.
and last thing, geek, you said
Hmm.
Pretty Ladies. My first thought was Scarlet Blade. I wish that game was still in existence. Damn it.
That's a, like some maybe if that's oh yeah. No, you talked about Scarlet Blades before, so
Yeah.
it's Wuthering Waves is like maybe has some similarities. I'll just say that.
Now, some of the characters that in Diablo 4 look good, but especially in
Hmm.
the cutscenes. Last thing,
Hmm.
if you're playing Diablo 4, or if you want to look at the cutscenes, look at the cutscene, the death of Lilith in Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred, not the first one, because you kill her in the first one. Spoiler, I don't care. She sacrifices herself for humanity in the second one. A demon does it, and I almost had tears in my eyes watching it. The
Mm.
writing is beautiful, and I'm done.
All right.
All
Eh.
right. Have a great day, everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend or whatever it is, and I hope you have a great week. I love you all. Have a night. Good night. Peace
Oh
out.
yeah, it's also my birthday on Thursday.
Oh,
Happy birthday, early.
happy
What?
birthday!
Yes,
Awesome.
Are
Dun,
you
dun, dun,
40 yet?
dun, dun, dun.
I'm 40. Going to be 42. The Douglas Adams number on
God
Thursday.
damn, you're old. I'll be 66 in a couple months, with just a hair over 2 months. I'm out. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right, that's it for the show, everyone. Next week will be the Patreon show as well too. See you all later.